Oh, we got Chris Hansen.
We got him, buddy.
All right, Chris
got
Hansen's on the phone.
All right, from Dateline NBC, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Mr. Chris Hansen. Good morning,
guys.
sir.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
It says on your chat log that you're running a little late today.
It is. And it's my first time I've ever done that.
Okay, good.
Right. So let's get right to it. Who makes that lemonade?
Yeah, the sweet tea, yeah.
Sweet tea. Well, it's a combination. We've got a big staff in there, and so everybody pitches in when they need to. And
Could that be the reason that some of these morons are coming back twice? That it's not for the decoy, but it's for the lemonade?
I'm pretty sure that no matter what the beverage is or the snack, that they're coming for the decoy.
Right. I got you.
Why has nobody used this excuse? I was thinking if I get busted by you on TV, I'd be like, gotcha, I was trying to get on TV, bro.
Hey.
I'm trying to get on.
All right, good one.
Well, I have a feeling now that you've mentioned it, we'll probably hear that next.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Right. I'm Chris Hansen.
What do you think I would get popped because I thought about that before? I thought, you know what? I want to see if I can get on here. Do you think they would believe me as a radio guy that I was just trying to get on television?
Not with your...
Well, it would be a unique excuse. I mean, we've heard
unique excuse.
Something else, so that wouldn't surprise me.
Gotcha.
It's my first time to him coming over here to check on the safety and security of the child who I was nervous about, and we've heard just about everything you could imagine.
Now, to catch a predator, you've done how many locations so far?
This will be our ninth location in Murphy, Texas, which is a bedroom community outside of Dallas. And, you'd think that sooner or later these investigations would be, somewhat of a deterrent.
Yeah.
But in fact, here again, we saw over 4 days some 24 guys show up after an explicitly sexual online conversation.
I love the show, but...
Me too.
I mean... Are you doing it for entertainment? I'm just being honest. Like from our side, it's so entertaining to watch these guys try to lie their way out and try to. But are you doing it because I want to help the community, or because look, this is embarrassing people?
Look, it's undeniably compelling television.
Yeah,
you're right.
We try to balance that with good journalism.
I'm Chris
At
Hansen.
the end of the day, we continue to cover this story just like we continue to cover the economy, the war on terror, the war in Iraq. It would be different if, we kept doing the story and it wasn't an issue.
Yeah.
But these guys are clearly out there. They clearly keep coming. They continue to be from all walks of life.
Right.
In this latest investigation, we had a guy who was a teacher. We had a guy who was a former law enforcement officer, who was a photographer at horse shows.
You've had rabbis. You've had
all of
everything.
them. In fact, in this latest Texas investigation, and we get into more detail on it a week from tomorrow, in the part 2 of it, we had an assistant district attorney from a neighboring county who
it says in your chat
did
log
not show up at the house, but in Texas, just the online conversation, the solicitation, is enough to be charged with a felony.
Gotcha.
Here's something just to give it a little twist. I never get tired of it, but for the people that might be thinking, oh, this is the same thing. What if you dressed up as the girl, the decoy?
I don't think we'd get many takers on that.
I don't know about that. These guys are freaks. They'll go for anything.
Is there anything more terrifying than all of a sudden a man hearing this?
I made some sweet tea. It's on the table. I just got to put this stuff in the washer real quick.
Oh, if I heard that,
I'd you run.
Yeah,
you're gone. You get out.
Chris, let me play you in action here really quick, a clip, and then I have a question regarding it.
The decoy, who he thinks is 14, says, "Oh yeah," and sure enough, True Sweet Guy 69 sends her a picture of his genitals.
What are you doing here?
Well, I don't know, sir. I just thought it was all right.
Then I ask him about the picture of his genitals he sent to the girl posing as a young teen.
Now, when you were online, you sent this picture.
Yes, sir.
You did?
Yeah, I'm not going to deny that.
Right. Do you send pictures like that very often?
No.
All right, so let me get to it. Chris, do you ever get to see the genitals unblurred?
Unfortunately, yes.
You do?
I always tell the decoy, they said, no, put that on the second page.
That is
I
weird.
don't need that.
Is it embarrassing, though, to read the chat log? I mean, when you read it back to him, are you like, oh, I can't believe what I'm reading here?
Yeah, right.
Well, you got to read every word of every chat log that comes through because you have to be prepared for these guys to show up. Now, the
I want
reality
to
is
blank
that a certain
you
percentage
so
don't
hard.
show up, for whatever reason. They have a moral awakening, or they decide it's a bad idea, or they have car trouble on the way over. But you still have to read them. So by the end of the investigation, you really need a good shower because some of them are quite graphic.
Right, and you got a lot of gel in your hair too.
Let me play this here. Hold on.
Yes.
Online, the 21-year-old, calling himself Joseph Roisman 2000, tells the decoy he's completely shaved in his asking in graphic detail what girl wants to give when a man isn't shaved.
So let me ask you, Chris, are you shaved? Chris Hansen on the lines, folks.
Yes.
On the line, not the lines. One telephone line.
Yeah.
Chris Hansen, do you shave?
Just my face.
Oh.
Only your face? Really?
Not your back?
You're going 70 style, huh?
Yeah. Commando, huh? Chris?
There are certain secrets that we keep inside the Hansen family.
Okay, got
Okay.
I got you.
Are you a married guy?
I am married. I have 2 sons.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, and you're lucky you have sons. You know what?
I know.
Everyone discusses your show. I have a friend who has, just because of your show, I do not want a daughter.
No way.
It's a scary world out there, how many predators are.
Well, also, though, you have to consider that, we have male decoys, and we see a number of potential predators going after teenage boys as well. So, it's you're not protected just because you have a son. And these guys are pretty crafty, some of them, at trying to set up, not just the conversations, but, the meetings.
I like the guys that, let me play one more clip here, the guys that have seen the show. I mean, that's how embarrassing that you've seen the show and you still show up.
Idiot.
Let me play this clip.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC. What's going on?
Yeah, I've seen the show about 3 times on TV.
You've seen the show?
Yes, sir.
So you know exactly what's going on here?
Yeah.
You know who I am?
You're on the Dateline show.
Exactly.
Yes, I know who you are.
I'm Chris Hansen.
Yeah, there we go, yeah.
Do you think it was a good show?
No, I mean, it
Well,
was...
this is the part where usually I say, I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, you remember that part?
Yes, I remember.
And then you remember when these guys come out, the cameras come out, right? And then I say, I'm Chris Hansen.
There we go, yeah.
I'm Chris Hansen.
Yes, I know who you are.
Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
Gotcha.
Right. Actually, I'd rather for you to come. Oh, sir.
See?
Sir, I need to talk to you a minute.
I'm Chris.
Nope.
Get the chance to...
Oh, and then you run up and you tell them,
Yeah.
I'm Chris Hansen.
That's right. For Dateline NBC to catch Predator. Right. Chris?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, we're just
You
checking.
want to
Yeah, we got
take a call?
Yeah, we got a couple calls here. Let's go to Bob in Long Island. Bob, how are you? Bob, you're on with Chris Hansen.
Oh, okay, it's Bob from White Plains, not Long Island.
Oh, sorry about that.
All right, Doghouse.
What?
Go ahead.
Hey, Chris, how you doing? I just got a question.
Sure.
Usually after the guys get caught, the decoys get caught, or the guys get caught, there's always handcuffs from outside. Are you ever going to show when they go home and they got to explain to their wives and their families?
Well, I think that's one of the big elements to this is as you say, it's the collateral damage. I mean, what happens when the police have to go to this guy's home and talk to the wife and the kids and
Right.
Those are the
That explains to his family
in these cases because they've got to deal with this, and we've heard from
perverted justice.
a number of women who've gone through this, and they're really
Collateral damage. That's what I heard. Right.
They're not defending what their husband did.
Yeah.
But he goes off to face the punishment, and
Gotcha.
it's a tough situation for these families. My heart goes out to them.
Yeah.
Do they get jail time though? Because
probation. A lot of
we
them.
always wonder. Yeah, like okay, you're catching them, but then we're wondering: are there loopholes where they just they move right on, or are they going to do any time for this?
It depends on the state and what the sentencing guidelines are and what the statutes are in the state. I can tell you that at the high end, we've seen guys get as much as 6.5 years in prison.
6.5 years.
The low end.
I'm Chris
would
Hansen.
be, time served or probation with having to register in some cases as a sex offender and go through some kind of treatment and community service.
Right.
We've had more than 200 guys service in these investigations so far. A lot of them are still going through the court system.
Okay.
But to my knowledge, nobody has gone to trial and been found out.
Understood. Right.
Let me play. You know what I like? I like at the point where you let them know.
Yes.
I'm Chris Hansen.
Right. That's good.
I'm sorry, I'm not here really to do anything, though.
And how old are you?
I'm 28, yeah.
28.
Yeah.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Yeah.
Actually, he's 30.
On video?
Right now, yes, you are.
Can we turn that off, please?
No, we can't.
I've watched your show on Dateline. I would never do that.
So you've seen the show?
Yeah, could you please turn the camera off?
I cannot do that.
Instead, I remind him who I am.
Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
I know, arrest me, please. I'm here.
There's something you got to know, and that is I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
I've watched your show on Dateline. I would never
I'm
do
Chris
that.
Hansen with Dateline NBC, and as obviously you suspected, we're doing a story on adults meeting. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
Let's go to Pete in Queens. He's got a question for you, Chris. Pete, what's up?
Doghouse.
What? Go ahead. You're on. Come on. Go ahead, buddy.
Chris, I have a couple of
Yes,
questions.
I'm Chris Hansen. Yes.
The first question is, like the doctors, do they lose their license?
Good question.
Yeah.
Well, it is a good question. In at least one of the cases where a physician was
That is a good
seen
question.
on
I'm Chris
investigation,
Hansen.
he had
I did
tried
not
to
hear my
reapply for a license
Johnny.
that had gone inactive in California. And
No doubt.
So far as we know, he
these doctors
was denied.
Chat to me.
So
Says in your chat log,
agencies
I
around
want
the
to
country
blank you
pretty
so
close
hard.
I'm Chris Hansen.
on the physicians who have showed up in these investigations.
Gotcha. Let's try another call here. Let's go to Frank in Long Island. Frank, you're on with Chris Hansen.
Hey, Chris Hansen in Doghouse.
What? Doing a show together.
Hey, I got a question.
Sure, Frank.
Have you ever had any wackos come in, and when you say, well, I'm Chris Hansen, and why are you here? Do they ever ask or tell you, I'm going to get laid?
Nobody
No,
has,
not yet,
has,
right, Chris?
ventured to be quite that honest.
Why do you think I'm here? I'm here to get laid, like I said in my chat log.
We saw that. Now, we have seen
Gotcha.
guys who, have extolled the virtues in their mind of underage sex and justified many
Perverted
ways,
justice
but
on
actually used
online. He
it.
goes as Tickle Me Elmo.
Okay. Greg in the Poconos wants to talk to Chris Hansen. Go ahead.
Hey, how are you guys?
What's up? You're on with Chris. Go ahead.
Here.
Dateline. Go ahead.
Question for Chris.
Yep. Catch
Hey,
Predator.
Chris, there was one story that
New
you had
episode
that had
tomorrow.
a father, and he actually brought his little boy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was terrible.
Do you remember that one? I'm
Yes.
curious.
Yeah,
what
hard to
happened with
forget.
That guy. Unbelievable.
That guy is he's pleaded
This
not
guy
guilty. That's
is
in the fourth.
very hard to
His
forget.
case
Right.
is working its way through the court system.
Little suspect.
The last we heard was living with relatives outside the home.
I want
pending an
to blank
investigation by
you
the
so
state, but
hard.
Thus far, there's been no indication that the boy himself had been physically harmed in any way.
What about this one? And
Good.
I don't know if I heard it wrong or not, but this one, it seems like the guy comes in going after the decoy, but then and I could be reading you wrong here, but it's almost like you're hitting on the predator.
Oh,
let's listen.
Oh, okay.
Have a iced tea?
Oh, how you doing, sir?
Good. How much have a seat?
Sir, I wasn't going to do anything. Sure.
You weren't going
Right.
to do
No.
anything?
No.
Damn, you're very sexy. You
Oh.
have a boyfriend?
Oh, Chris.
Please.
So you ever been with an old guy before?
That's your
No, I
married.
need you to stay in the chair, please.
Yes.
Sit down, please.
Please, sir.
I'm Chris
I will
Hansen.
not never do it.
Sit on my
never.
lap.
I swear. Just
I'm Chris
just
Hansen
one-
with Dateline
It
NBC.
was the first time.
You ever watch television?
Yes, sir.
You ever watch Dateline NBC?
Don't
Yeah,
have
all the cops and everything. I know.
You ever see the Catch a Predator show?
Yes, I'm not a predator, sir. I swear.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story.
Sir, can I go?
Yes, absolutely.
Go ahead.
Oh,
That's the worst. That's just my heart goes out to those guys. Let's go to Tim in Long Island. Tim, how are you?
Doghouse.
What?
Listen, the guy from New Rochelle had a point. I mean, who cares about these predators?
Yeah.
But what is this guy putting the families through of these predators? You know, isn't this exploitation?
Well, that's an interesting question. I think
Perverted
we
justice.
are covering what is a continuing story.
Story.
I mean,
Right.
it's not like we're forcing these guys to show up.
Their
We
genitals.
continue to cover the war on terror, the economy, and
Sure.
immigration. So we continue to cover, this story.
Oscar Meyer is his screen name, and he chats with the 13-year-old decoy.
Gotcha, Chris.
Well, Chris, thank you very much.
yeah, buddy.
Guys, thanks for having me on. I
And a new
appreciate it.
episode is tomorrow night, right, on NBC?
Correct. Tomorrow night,
Okay.
8 o'clock Eastern Time.
Okay,
Great.
Eastern
We'll
time?
make sure we watch it.
All
Thanks
right,
for
buddy.
coming on, Chris.
My pleasure, guys. Thanks
Take
for
care.
having me.
All right, buddy.
Okay.
All right. Ciao.
Bye now.
See ya. You got it.
Have you ever been with an older man?
Would you like to sit on my
Would
stool?
you like to start now after a glass of lemonade?
Hello, is that sweet tea or is that straight Jack Daniels? I don't know. I'm Chris Hansen.
I'm Chris Hansen.
Yes.
This is the Doghouse online, trying to catch a predator next.
The Doghouse will be right back after this.